everybody, welcome to another video. This video is going to be about getting started on your spiritual journey. Whew, I love this topic because I know there's so many people that need help as far as this. You know, a lot of people don't know what to do yet, or exactly what's gonna happen and things like that. Maybe they're just spiritually awakening or they want to become spiritually awakened. But before we get into that, I do have a spiritual store called electrosoul.co, which is where I sell angel number, literally everything. As you can see, this shirt I made, 333, literally I sell angel number hair clips, clothing, everything. I have readings under there. I have a spiritual Instagram, a spiritual TikTok, a spiritual everything. So if you like my content, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Everything will be down below. And go check out my store. Okay, let's get into the video. I just want to say one thing. If you don't know if you've been through spiritual awakening and you're already saying that you want to become more spiritually awakened, you're already on that path. You're already there. You feel me? You don't have to do anything. Just keep going. If you have enough awareness to the fact that things are spiritually changing for you, that means that things are actually changing. When people experience a thing that causes them to spiritually awaken, which is what happened to me. I experienced something that forced me to spiritually awaken. But some people, it just happens over time. You know, it's different for everybody. After some sort of traumatic event, like a death of a family member, or maybe a really bad breakup or a twin flame experience, that's when things start to shift for them. They experience different emotions. They want to do different things now. Some people just over time, one day it clicks. Like they're like, okay, well that's interesting. I realize that I just kind of want to change now. I just want to put that out there because I don't want everyone to think that something crazy has to happen to you. Generally, the experience of a spiritual awakening is very crazy. But in order for it to lead up to that, it doesn't have to be crazy, you know? The first thing that I did personally when I first went through spiritual awakening was ask for angelic signs. I don't know why, but as soon as I went through my spiritual awakening, the first thing that I wanted to connect to was with angels. That's why everything that I do is surrounding angels, because I literally love them so much. There's so many things that they do for you. They're the most pure beings ever. They love and care for each and every one of you. They're just, you know, it's just something that you want to get close to. A lot of people that contact me, they ask me, well, I want to connect with my spirit guides and angels, how can I do that? I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing you should do is ask for a sign. If you are not clairvoyant yet, because everybody's clairvoyant, some people just haven't practiced the ability to its extent. If you are not able to speak to spirit just yet, all you have to do is ask your angels for a sign. Before you go to bed, even right now, like shut your eyes, pause this video, and say, angels, can you please give me a sign that you're here? And you're gonna see how things change for you. You're gonna start noticing the signs. I feel like pre-spiritual awakening for a lot of people, they'll see signs, they'll see feathers, they'll see coins, they'll see angel numbers, but they don't put the pieces together. I know this was me a long time ago. I remember I used to see, when I was little, I used to see repeating numbers, like 222, 333, 444. I just thought that those were coincidental numbers that I would see. Right at the beginning of my spiritual awakening, I noticed angel numbers everywhere. It started becoming like bombarding, like it was literally everywhere. And the crazy thing is that once you realize these angel numbers, they do not stop. So if you see 222 one day and you for a second are like, that's kind of weird, I saw that like 3 times today, guess what? You're gonna see like 100 more. It's never gonna stop. The only way that angel numbers do stop generally is if you ignore them. Like if you actually do not want them to happen, like you don't want to see them, you don't care, if you're not listening to what they're trying to tell you, I promise you they will go away. Because angels, just like people, they get tired. They're always there, they're always going to stick by you, but they're not going to show up for somebody who isn't appreciative of what they're doing for them. And that's exactly why they appreciate when you say thank you to them, when you're like, thank you guys so much, I love you guys so much. They appreciate that, like they literally like it. That's why I always encourage people, after asking for a sign and you receive a sign, be thankful. Be thankful because they're there, they're caring for you, they want to show you that they're there, and they'll continue to be there. If you're taking them for granted, forget it. That's the first step to connecting with your angels and spirit guides completely. And then as time goes on, once you've realized enough of the physical aspects like angel numbers and coins and feathers and rainbows and I don't know, anything that has to do with an angel, a nice message, then people are going to want to move up to communicating with them, which I have a whole video about, like how to communicate with your angels and your spirit guides. It's kind of like a moving motion, you know. Once you see angel numbers, you want to do research on the angel numbers. chakras. You want to figure out what the message is telling you. Then you want to move up. You want to follow the messages. Those messages are going to lead to your chakra alignment. They're going to lead to better life choices. They're going to lead to you getting out of toxic situations, out of toxic relationships, out of toxic habits, everything. But it's up to you to listen to it. If you do see angel numbers, I know I keep saying it, but this is literally the beginning of what you could see. I feel like it's very important. Please listen to them. Don't ignore them. Please don't ignore them. I know somebody who didn't want to see them. They stopped seeing them because they just like, I don't care, I don't want to see angel numbers. They stopped showing up for them. Personally speaking, if you listen to your signs, like, you're gonna move up a lot faster. And I know a lot of people want to move up a lot faster. They want to become spiritually aligned with what they're meant to do. That comes with chakra healing. Chakra healing is so important. Like, I feel like people don't realize this enough, but when your chakras are aligned, your life is aligned. Listen to me. When you're scared, when you're anxious, your root chakra is probably out of line, you know, and that causes that, you know, like your root chakra being underactive causes you to become afraid, causes you to become scared. Your heart chakra being underactive signifies that you're scared of commitment. You don't want to open up to people, you don't want to talk to people, you're just closed up. And once these chakras become aligned, your heart chakra is aligned, you are able to have healthy relationships with others. Once your throat chakra is aligned, you're able to stand up for yourself and for others. You're not afraid to speak the truth. It's literally all in the chakras. Once it's balanced, your life is going to be in check. You're working on your throat chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus chakra. Once you're working on these things and you realize that things are coming together, try to keep it balanced. I know sometimes it's hard, like a situation might hit, and then you realize that your chakras are going out of whack again. You're starting to feel how you used to feel. You're starting to feel different again. Once you realize this, work on them again. Go on YouTube for a specific chakra that you think that you need healing in. If you need more information on like chakras, like what each one means, you can always search it up. I'm gonna make a video on that too. For me, when I was first starting the spiritual process, I remember I searched up every chakra. I was like, okay, so the root chakra signifies this, so I should feel this when my root chakra is balanced. I would look at each chakra of myself and I would realize what was underactive and what was overactive and what seemed to be balanced. And whatever was underactive or overactive, I worked on it so that it would align the definition of it being balanced. But it takes time, especially if you're somebody who has experienced a lot of trauma, who has a lot of things that go on in your life that feel toxic to you. It might take a little bit of time. Like for me, I had to do specific chakra healing for each chakra, and this took me like 2 months. Like, it took me forever because I had to figure out where the problem stemmed and then trying to fix that so that it could become aligned. And then after I figured out what the problem was, I would do a lot of healing chakra meditations on YouTube. I would envision the light of the chakra going through each chakra, and I would see them aligning. Every single night I would listen to like a meditation for like 8 hours while I was sleeping. And when I woke up, I felt so much better because your chakras are aligning. I feel like this is a super simple thing that people can do. I don't want it to be complicated for some people because I know some people don't fully understand the chakras yet. For those who want to communicate with spirits and things like that, of course, you have to be extremely careful when communicating with spirits. You can't just talk to an angel out of nowhere and assume that you're talking to an angel. You have to ask for angelic protection. You have to be sure that who you're talking to. Like, you can't just talk out into the universe. That was something that somebody taught me. I remember one time, this lady told me, she was like an experienced clairvoyant reader. She told me basically that if you're asking a question to spirit and you shut your eyes and you ask it in your head, if you don't have a specific spirit in whom you're trying to contact, do you know how many spirits are going to be replying to you? Like hundreds. That's why I remember when I was younger, when I would communicate with spirits, I would hear like 10,000 voices saying different things. And that was literally an open portal. I'm like, I can't believe I did that, but I mean, rookie's mistake, it happens. You know, you have to be sure who you're talking to. This could be good spirits, it could be bad, it could be angels, it could be demons, like it's so many things, so many spirits that could be talking to you. So that's why when you communicate with a spirit, like an angel, with a spirit guide, with whoever, be sure that you're just communicating with that spirit or angel. You need to ensure that you have a white light protection. Set the intention to speak to them. Make sure you envision them. Make sure that you see the white light over you and them to ensure that that connection is safe. That you can actually talk to just them and not the whole universe of spirits, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's something with the third eye that I highly recommend that you are careful about, because the third eye does enable for you to see spirits, for you to talk to spirits, for you to hear them. You never know what you're getting yourself into unless you're sure about what you're getting yourself into, if you know what I'm trying to say. The last thing I'm gonna recommend for a beginner who is trying to spiritually awaken and heal themselves is shadow work. Oh my god, this is a big topic. So I'm gonna try to keep it brief because I'm gonna make a whole video on this. But shadow work is basically when you face your ego, when you face all of the problems, all of the vulnerabilities, and you want it to come to surface, basically trying to discover everything about you. Shadow work is basically like a balance of the ego and the soul. I know I've said ego death, like where your ego kind of like dies, but in reality, your ego doesn't die. Like, it can't die. You need your ego just like you need your soul. The only way that you can really have a balanced life is if they're both balanced. You know, you don't let your ego run everything. You don't let your ego take over. You're supposed to keep your ego in check. Your soul is the one who's supposed to be making things happen for you, because your soul knows what's best for you. Your ego thinks that it knows what's best for you, but your soul is the one that's actually in charge of everything, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be making decisions based on your egoistic thoughts, you know, because you might screw yourself over. Being scared to do something that you know that you should be doing, like your soul knows. Shadow work is diving in, discovering all of your traumas, all of your embarrassments, all of the things that you went through, and working through them. That's a short definition, but that's what I did. I remember when I first started, I did so much research on what to do, because I remember when I first spiritually awakened, I had nobody, literally nobody, because like the way everybody's awakening now, that wasn't how it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago was extremely different, and I felt extremely alone. So I had to figure out everything on my own, on the internet. I had to figure out what exactly I was supposed to work on. How do I work through a spiritual awakening? And a lot of older people helped me. With this research, I learned that shadow work is one of the most important things that you should do in order to discover and throw all of your crap out into the air. What I did was I would do so many meditations. I did trauma healing meditations. I did inner child meditations. I did everything that you can imagine. I would write down how I felt every single day. Every time something triggered me, I would write it down. Every time something bothered me, I would write it down. Everything that I felt every single day for 2 months straight. And every single time I would write these things down, like, today my mom judged me because of this and that. I would write it down and I would read it. Okay, so my mom judged me because of an outfit I was wearing, for example. How did it make me feel? It made me feel like I was less. Why did it make you feel like you were less? Because I care too much about the opinions of others. It's like a work down. That's exactly how I did it. I wrote down what happened, how it made me feel, why it made me feel that way, and where it came from. Where did this unworthiness come from? Well, when I was little, this and that, and people would judge me, and I would be made fun of. Okay, so that's where it's coming from. It's coming from an experience that you had when you were younger, and it's still chasing you down today. So you're still experiencing this experience today. Yes, I am. Okay, so how exactly do you think we should heal that? We should work on our self-worth. Let me write down all of the things about myself that I genuinely love. Let me figure out everything and focus on those things. Realize why when people judge me, it's just a reflection of how they feel about themselves. I'm telling you, shadow work changed my entire life. The things that I learned when I was doing the shadow work, I still apply it to my everyday life. Every time somebody judges me, I'm like, okay, well, that person probably doesn't feel too good about themselves, because I know when I was unhappy, I would judge others too. And now that I am very happy, I never judge anybody. When somebody's mean to me, they just have inner problems that they need to work on themselves. I'm a nice person. I know that when people are mean, it's just because they're going through something or they have some sort of trauma that they need to work through. You have to realize that there's a reason for everything. When people judge you, when people are mean to you, all the things that happened to you was not because you deserve them or because it's a reflection of who you are. The things that people have done to you is a reflection of who they are. Forgive yourself for feeling bad about it because you didn't know better. You know, your ego was offended. Your ego was like, oh my God, how can you say that to me? Like, that's so rude. You have to think, I'm not less. Like, you're not less. You're everything. Nobody is superior to anybody. If a narcissist or a toxic person ever makes you feel less, please realize it's not you. It's a reflection of who they are. In shadow work, your job is to figure out exactly where this pain and these traumas are coming from and to work through them. Figure out why it made you feel some type of way. Figure out where it stems from. work through it. Everybody has their own list of problems. Everybody has their own list of reasons. I know that when I was doing this, I had like 2 pages full of reasons why things hurt me the way they did, or my unworthiness, or why my trauma caused me to react in such a way. It took me time. It took me so much time. And I was okay with that. It felt so good. Even though it hurt to re-experience, it felt great because I knew that that was the end of it. I was never going to experience those things again. Nothing like that was ever going to happen to me again because I wasn't going to allow it. If you want to get into crystals as well, for a beginner who's getting into spirituality, I highly recommend like the quartzes. Rose quartz, clear quartz, selenite. I recommend amethyst, black tourmaline. Those crystals are really good for beginners because it's a very universal healing property, if that makes sense. Like for example, black tourmaline and amethyst protects you from bad energies. The way that you can use crystals is throughout meditation. You don't have to. Like I've meditated a bunch without using crystals, but they do give off a really good energy that does help your meditations and your intentions in a different way, you know? Like when I would do shadow work, I would always keep a lot of crystals around me. It would help with my healing. Everything that I've told you so far is exactly what I did when I first started my spiritual journey. So if you're starting your spiritual journey or you're getting onto that path, please continue. Do not give up on your spiritual journey. I'm telling you right now that once you awaken, that's it. There's no going back. You will never fall asleep again. You'll never fall asleep in class again. It's forever. This is the rest of your life. And now you're gonna see everything so differently. You're gonna experience different things. You're gonna like different people now. You're gonna want to get rid of everybody in your life that you don't think is doing good for you. You're not gonna want to listen to the same music. You're not gonna like the same things. It's completely normal. The face that you gave before is gonna slowly fade away because that's not who you really are. You're gonna become the person that you were always meant to be. And that's exactly what's perfect about spiritual awakening is. It takes time, but it's something that genuinely changes your life forever. And I'm telling you, like if you're spiritually awakening or if you choose to, just know that this is forever. It'll happen naturally, whatever you seek out, but just know, if you want to become awakened, this is a lifetime guarantee. This is a lifetime subscription, okay? This is not a trial where you're like, I don't really like it, forget it. No, baby, that's it. Continue on your way. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm sure it'll be the best thing that's ever happened to you. You're gonna feel so much better, I promise you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this video helped you. No, I'm gonna be like Sammy Ingram. I intend that this video helped you. I know it did. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave comments, email me, like, comment, and subscribe, and share if you liked it. Thank you guys so effing much. I love you all so much. God bless y'all.